Hi, I'm Jacob Adams. I'm a fitness and leadership coach. I help people just like you get to the next level. In this particular video, I'm just gonna come out and say it. This is a warning. This is a warning to keep your head out for carcinogens. Look, unlike my other videos where I create those philosophies, there's philosophies that are pulling you into my world of leadership, of evolution. This is a warning. So I'm not going to say this video from any type of, any other place but that. My grandma died of cancer in 2014. At that time, when she died, I vowed to become a better man. I remember driving to the gas station to pump gas, leaving the hospital, and I felt like one of the pillars of our family was gone, and it was leaving me to lead. Like, it was just her, my dad, who's now gone, and here I am, leading. 2014, so as far as I saw, I had 5 years to prepare to lead. And I'm very grateful for those 5 years. Now, going to the warning of cancer. Yesterday, I saw a movie called Dark Waters, and it was about the makers of Teflon, DuPont. DuPont is a company name that made Teflon, and how this non-stick surface on frying pans of all things is our carcinogen, toxin really, that our body cannot break down. And this case this whole lawsuit for DuPont started in 1999, and it took 15 years to gain settlements. Okay, the settlements were up towards, I think the total settlement was 670 million, something like that. 670 million in total settlements from DuPont to people that were exposed to, it's called, like, it's a C8 POFA. Let me see. I was looking it up last night, and when I was in the theater, I said, okay, I'm gonna make a video about this. PFOA, yeah. You can look up PFOA, DuPont. Like, there's already videos on YouTube. The Devil We Know, The Chemistry of a Cover-Up documentary. DuPont can't hide their toxins from the public anymore. This is 10 months ago. Mark Ruffalo was the actor. And again, this particular video is unlike my other videos, where I feel like my other videos are more to educate, inspire, and again, bring into the world. There's a business aspect to it, okay? This particular video is just a warning, saying, like, there's carcinogens out there in the world. As I'm making this video, I'm chewing on a nicotine gum. I'm not addicted to nicotine, or I never have been into cigarettes. I do the nicotine for its nootropic qualities, and I think it's kind of a fitness trend coming up. What this, long story short, going back into the carcinogen world. So cigarettes are a toxin. We all know, we engage with that. There's cancer to that. And on the other end of the spectrum, there's shit like this. Like, okay, so maybe you don't use Teflon pans anymore. You know, it's been talked about. I remember the conversation, though. It was like 18 years ago, 19 years ago. At that time, you know, me and my girlfriend would discuss, oh, if the black stuff gets in your food, that's a toxin, or something like that. And I remember thinking to myself, like, oh, that's such a lame thing to say, right? And again, this is the scary part, because the truth of the matter is that was the correct conversation to be having. And unlike like the sun causes cancer, which again is a thing, and we kind of all know that, there's carcinogens that are kind of laced into our everyday life, okay? Which is, okay, if you don't want to use sunblock and you want to expose yourself to carcinogens, or you just don't give a shit about, you're just getting sunburn all the time and you get skin cancer. Okay, that you kind of saw that coming, I hope. I mean, I hope no one blindsided you with that. If you smoke cigarettes all the time. Okay, so, it's on the fucking label, dude. You get it? Like, there's a certain level of, that's all you. And then on the other end of the spectrum, there's like the carcinogens that are laced into our everyday life, like our drinking water. And this kind of shit, like these billionaires, these people that, again, they paid out the nose, like, and they fought to pay that. They do not want to pay that. Naturally, nobody wants to pay a fine or whatever. But what I'm trying to tell you is DuPont knowingly intoxicated people. DuPont knowingly intoxicated people from like the 70s to like maybe even now, but let's just say from the 70s to 2000. They knowingly intoxicated people for about 30 to 40 years. They knew that kids were getting deformed from this exposure. In other words, mothers in their working line were getting exposed to this Teflon molecule, and then they would have deformities in their children, okay? And they knew that was the cause. They tested the Teflon by lacing some cigarettes with some workers, and then the workers would come down with a Teflon flu, okay? So they knowingly disposed of this waste product into water. So let's just say, they made their product, the Teflon pan, etc. They coated whatever they need to. They created their molecules, right? They created their chemicals, because DuPont is this chemical company. So they create their product, and then whatever's waste or whatever the waste is, they were throwing into the environment. Knowing that it was causing a toxic a health risk, like testicular cancer, kidney failure, like just on and on and on, like side effects of this waste, right? And so I saw this movie last night, and I'm just like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Because it's like, look, if you watch some of my other videos, Is Monogamy Dead? Fucking Friends with Benefits, When to Walk Away, Jordan Peterson's self-authoring, like sexual transmutation. These are some of the most popular videos that I make on YouTube. And these topics, understandably so, red pill and religion, like I get it. Like those are fucking awesome topics, right? Again, those topics are designed to discuss and bring philosophy and science and create, advantages to the viewer to maximize performance, okay? This is not that conversation. It kind of is, because it's saying like, just don't die by like the exposure to these carcinogens in our environment. It makes you wonder, like, my grandma passed away. She had cancer. I don't think she was living the most healthiest life ever. She also was taking care of herself. So she was somewhere in the average American. Like she was an average American citizen taking care of her life, And she passed away. Cancer took her, and they did the chemotherapy and everything. And what I'm trying to say, friend, is that you're gonna have to keep your eye out for shit. Like, I don't even want to drink fucking unfiltered water. Like, what I'm trying to say is I sometimes drink tap water just because I do sometimes. I think I'm still thinking that that's okay, but I'm beginning to think like these little things that we take for granted, like tap water, while seemingly benign, even has to be considered potentially a risk. And again, it gets in the shower, like we shower with it, so it's almost like, okay, so you can see where I'm coming from with the water. Okay, so DuPont was getting rid of their waste, and it was getting into like streams, into oceans, and to like the drinking water of Virginia. I think it was West Virginia. And those people had black teeth, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what I mean by water. And I'm not trying to say that I've been exposed to this PFOA fucking, like, it's so confusing. It's like you have to like talk another language to start comfortably understanding this shit. But what I'm getting at is the world around you, people like DuPont, people like organizations like DuPont have no problem sometimes like fucking with your health or putting you in a situation where you're now exposed to shit. And it's a public warning, dude. That's all I can tell you. Like, I'm gonna just stand it here. There's nothing to say here. Like, watch the movie. It's called Dark Waters. It may help you kind of be on alert here. Like, it. Look, in case you're wondering why I make this video, let's say I didn't make this video. Let's say I didn't make this video. Okay? Take that. You didn't hear about this. You didn't hear about it from me. You didn't hear about it. You just carried on with your life. The years go on. You just didn't take initiative to be. What are you consuming? What is the food you're consuming? Like, this is a product. Okay. I will take this opportunity to plug. It wasn't my intention. I'll go ahead and do it now. This is a company I work with, Modere, and they're super into living clean. It's like Sia says, live clean. And as I was watching the movie, I thought to myself, I get it now. Like, this living clean thing is a thing. Like, it seems like it wouldn't be. It seems like it shouldn't be. It seems like we shouldn't be so anal retentive, so like germaphobe or some shit. But it's fucked up, man. But there's some shit going on where it's like, fuck. I mean, like I said, DuPont paid $670 million for like all the thousands of cases that they had to settle. Like, they paid some top dollar to get to their. So think about that. They fought it. DuPont fought this for like 15 years. And then after 15 years, when the evidence was just staring them in the face saying, look, this is what your chemical did to these people. Here's the link. Here you go. Here's the undisputable information. Then and only then they fought case after case. And then only then they're like, okay, fine, we'll pay it. You get it? Like, already people had died. Already people were exposed. Already people were suffering because of their bullshit. And that's why I'm making the video. It's designed for you to just stay woke, bro. Like, it's some fucked up shit. And this is the true story. You can look, the date I'm making this is December 7th, 2019. And, you know, the name of the movie is Dark Waters. It's by one of the actors is Mark Ruffalo and Anne Hathaway. And dude, some shit. All right, peace.